Hi, and welcome to this quick video that takes a look at Qlik Big Data on Demand App Generation and how to grab a bucket of relevant data from your data lake and examine that information in memory, quick and responsive. So hopefully you're aware of the kind of common ways of accessing data in Qlik. Most applications load and index data into memory to provide users with the fast experience of exploring that data. Another option is to push back all the queries back to the data source using something called direct discovery. What is on-demand app generation? It's a technology that kind of falls between these two, in a sense, where you have an application that contains aggregated in-memory data. For example, you're looking at 10, 15 years worth of banking transactions. Most users will be looking at the aggregated trends over time, or they're looking at the latest time periods. But you need the opportunity to go back in time and look at individual transactions or sets of transactions 3 years ago, 5 years ago. How do you give users that access in a smooth way without loading all of that data into memory and holding it in memory at all times? That's a problem that on-demand app generation solves. So let's take a quick example of how that is done. I'll jump straight into my demo environment. And you see here, I have a Qlik hub. I got a couple of different applications. The ones we're going to be looking at here is this flight data selections app in the middle. I have a flight data detailed template as well. Let me go ahead and open up this flight data selection application. So this is an aggregated overview application where I have flight information, 101 million flights across different carriers and years and fare classes and destinations and so forth. So let's take a look at one of the companies here, Delta, for example. I go ahead and filter down on Delta. Now I'm down to 26 million rows. If you look in the top left corner, there's a grayed out button that says Generate My App. And it tells me to please filter your data until there are no more than 200,000 records. Currently, 26 million records remain. So this gives me the opportunity to go and generate a detailed app when my selection returns a data set that's less than 200,000 records. Obviously, this is a limit I can set myself, so I don't want my users to go and extract detailed applications unless we filter down to less than, say, 5 million records or 3 million records, in this case, 200,000 records. Let me go ahead and pick some other filters here. I'll just pick a few fare classes, FNG, and let's look at just 1 year, maybe 2015. Great. So now we're down to about 66,000 records. We have our Delta flights to different destinations, and you can see that the Generate My App button is now available for me to use. So at this point, I'll go ahead and click that, and what happens now is that it uses the detailed version of the app, instantiates a new copy for me, applies proper where conditions and so forth, and goes back to the data sources to fetch that relevant piece of big data for me that I want to analyze in more detail. Once that is done, I can now go ahead and click on Open My App. And it brings me into this detailed application with the 66,000 or so records that I was looking at before. So I have my different flights here, destinations with my Delta flights, the different fare classes I looked at. And I can have all of that laid out in a detailed way here. I have a pivot table with all the destinations and flights and distances and so forth. So this is a way of providing all the users the relevant access to the details of the data that they need without holding all of that data in memory. Now, the cool part is that once I specify this section and I click go ahead and generate my app, obviously it can be a transient app that is temporary and disappears at the usage, but by default it keeps it for me as a snapshot. But this data now gets indexed into memory, so I'm looking at a subset of the entire data set. I'm looking at these 66,000 rows, but it's all in memory and fast. So whenever I make selections, it all has that Qlik associativeness to it. So now I'm just looking at some of the origins, and you can see all my visualizations update accordingly, allowing me to freely explore the relevant data set that I pulled back. thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you a nice little insight as to how on-demand app generation works natively